CCR TV, channel of God's love. A warm welcome to all our viewers on this episode of Goenche, Tarvotti. In our series Goenche, Tarvotti, we have hosted several Goan seafarers across ranks, sailing on different ships and bringing honor to our tiny state of Goa on the world maritime trade. One thing that has been established beyond doubt is that a career on board the ship gives you an opportunity to rise up to the top in different departments, no matter at what position you join the ship. All that one needs is a little hard work, strong determination and thirst to succeed in your chosen career. We have in our studios today a young master mariner who joined the ship as a cadet way back in the year 1995 after completing his sea training on board the ship T.S. Chanakya. His progress in his profession was steady, and he is one of the few mariners who cleared his master mariner certification at a young age of 27 years at Bombay. He is now sailing as the captain on a cargo vessel for the last 17 years. When he is on vacation, he also takes up short assignments to teach at the Nusi Marine Institute at Asolna. We welcome to our studios today Captain Jeffery Pereira from Margao. Welcome, Captain, to our studios.
Thank you.
Captain, to begin with, I think I would like to know if in your case you are a first generation seafarer.
No, I am not a first generation seafarer. I am actually a third generation.
Third generation?
Yes. My
so you
father,
already have a history of seafarers in your family?
Correct.
Okay.
So my father also was a sailing merchant navy captain.
Okay.
When I was small, I used to sail with my father. That inspired me to take up this seagoing career.
So it must have been at a very young age, right, that you were sailing with your father?
Yes,
during your holiday time, perhaps?
Correct. Exactly. During my holidays time, we used to spend time sail with my father. Most of the time, he was in Chogle shipping, so we used to be on a coastal run. So it was easy for me to join.
Right, right. So tell me, Captain, before you chose this, career on board the ship, and you wanted to be a seafarer yourself, did you undergo any specialized training?
Yes. Not only me, anybody who wants to join the ship has to undergo a specialized training. So I joined T.S. Chanakya, and from there I joined the ship.
So when you joined the ship until now, how has been your journey, and what was the first entry level post that you got for your first posting on board the ship?
Yes, I finished my cadetship training and joined as a cadet. And from there my journey has been going on through various ranks as an officer, and then I gave my masters and joined as a captain. So it takes quite a while. It took me almost 10 years.
But how has the journey been like, right, from a cadet to this level? Was it a quite challenging task for you and hard work?
Yes, it was a very challenging task. Initially during training period, there were long hours of work. There was no specific timing on the ship. We don't have it's not always a routine. It can be different times when we arrive and depart the port. So we have to be ready all the time.
Okay, but then in your case, it must have been advantageous because your father was also a sailing captain, right? And that's the time also you joined while you were still sailing?
No, by the time I joined, my father retired.
Okay. He had retired by that time.
Yes.
And you joined on a foreign flagship or Indian?
I joined on a foreign flagship.
Okay. Tell me, Captain, for the youngsters, who are looking forward to be part of the maritime trade, shipping, what are the special abilities they should possess to build up a career on board this ocean-going vessels?
Okay, first of all, the determination, the drive to accomplish something, responsibility, leadership qualities. So all this comes in, and definitely you have to have education qualification, you have to have the science stream with you.
Right.
Your PCM percentage is required. So all that comes in.
So that you can, pick up a good career on board the ship, whether it is on the deck or whether it is on the engine department, right?
Yes.
Could you briefly tell us, Captain, what were the challenges that you faced, as you came up in the ranks, right from a cadet to maybe the third officer or second, and thereafter, and to this stage?
Yes, as you see, once you join as a third officer, you are responsible for the life-saving appliances and all the equipment. So once you go up higher in rank, you have done 1 or 2 contracts in that post, you get promoted to second officer. Then you are looking after all the navigational equipments. After you finish the 1 or 2 contracts as a second officer, then you go up the rank to chief officer. Chief officer, you are looking after all the cargo calculations, cargo loading. And after you finish with chief officer rank and the company finds you suitable for promotion, then you are promoted to master.
But before that, you have to answer your exams, right, for the certification?
Yes, you have to answer your exams. So when you complete about 9 months as a third officer, you can appear for your chief officer's exams. And similarly, once you complete 9 months as a chief officer, you can appear for your masters.
Yes, for masters. Tell me, Captain, what are the different types of vessels that you have been sailing so far, and the kind of vessel you have now, and what is the tonnage of this vessel?
Yes, I have started off with handy size vessels. So these vessels are around 40 to 50,000 ton. Yes. And then after that, I moved on to Panamax vessels, which were about 60,000 to 70,000. And then finally, I was on Cape size vessels, where these are large vessels, which the tonnage is about 1,80,000. They are about 300 meters long and 50 meters wide, with a draft of 18 meters. So we can carry up to from 1,80,000 to about 206,000 tonnage.
Right now, what's the vessel that you're sailing on? Same Cape size vessel?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
So right now I am
It's a general cargo vessel.
No, it's a bulk carrier.
Carrier.
We load mainly iron ore and coal.
Okay.
I am presently sailing with a Japanese company called Shoei Keishin Kaisha.
I see. Could you recollect some special or turning point moments, in respect of your life as a sailor, as of now, as a seaman? Some very special moment, because you put in so many years of service, and from that 17 years as a captain. So certainly you will have a lot of kind of moments and memoirs to share.
Yes. So the turning point was when I cleared my masters at the young age of 27. It was initially when I joined as a cadet, it looked very tough how I will climb up the ladder. The passing percentage in our exams is as high as 80%. And but with a lot of effort and dedication and hard work, I climbed up, I would say, pretty fast. And by putting in a lot of effort, my efforts were recognized, and the promotion just came to me. I was just so lucky.
Was your dad's profession as a sailing captain was another, inspiring this for you to progress to this level faster, and motivation? Motivation
was there. No other help. Otherwise, he was very determined to see me climb up the ladder as fast as possible. He kept pushing me for appearing for the exams. If I had some difficulty, he was there to guide me. So that way.
How has the entire industry, shipping, international maritime shipping industry, changed over the years from the time that you joined as a cadet and now?
See, when I joined as a cadet, things were way back, way laid out. It was very slow. Technology had not come in.
I see.
So now technology has come in. We have got the latest electronic charts which can be updated online.
Okay.
And communication has increased. We've got internet on board ships. We've got internet for all the crew. They can call up home. So that is another added advantage. That's more about it.
What about weather forecast warnings and things like that of impending rough seas?
Yes, we have our company has signed up with a company called Weather Routing.
Mhm.
So they provide me weather on a daily basis as well as a 3-day prediction.
Okay.
So along the ship's route, I have to check the weather, and accordingly, sometimes there have been challenges like tropical storms and
Mhm.
coming along the path. So accordingly, it is my call to deviate the vessel and avoid the path of a cyclone.
Now that you are a master mariner and heading the thing, a commander of a vessel, what are the major and the biggest challenges before you? Not only with respect to sailing the vessel safely from one port to the other, but even keeping your entire officers and crew in that motivated spirit during a long voyage, especially.
Yes. The biggest challenge is sailing through pirate infested waters.
Okay.
Yes, the situation in the Gulf of Aden and Red Sea is terrible day by day. So it's very difficult to sail through such waters. In such places, we have armed guards on board
Mhm.
to provide us protection. Other than that, sailing through unpredictable weather conditions, sometimes it's extreme. You have to go pretty up north in the Aleutian Islands, etc., and where there is snow, etc.
Mhm.
And the other one is keeping the ship's harmony on board. Long voyages, people need little bit of entertainment on board. Their mental mind frame gets affected with the long voyages, long contracts.
So
Being
keeping
away
their
from the family.
mindset stable and steady
Yes.
is also one of the challenges of the captain.
Yes, keeping their mindset steady. So we have a little bit of entertainment for them on the weekends. So to keep-
You spoke about the sea pirates,
yes,
sailing through the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. Am I right?
yes.
So have you any time faced a situation where the armed guards on board your vessel had to open up fire and all? It's an emergency kind of a situation.
Yes, luckily
We know
for
a lot of our Goan captains have faced this situation.
yes, luckily for me, I have not faced this situation where my armed guards had to open fire, but I received information from a vessel ahead of me who had experienced such a thing, and we were continuously on our lookout.
So you
And
had
we
to
were
change
well
your
aware.
course and things like that? No.
Yes, we didn't have to change, but we knew there was an attack ahead. So there was a coalition naval vessel also along with us. So they were escorting us, so this was okay.
Any time during your career for the last so many years now, right from the time that you were a cadet and maybe thereafter chief officer and now the captain, did your vessel had to make use of the strong room or the citadel?
No, negative. We didn't have to make use of the strong room. But yes, I had one incident in the Malacca Strait where I was chased by pirates.
I see.
And I was immediately called to the bridge, and I posted additional lookouts, and I increased to the full speed. So by that we could evade our way, and we
So
could.
situation like this also arise all of a sudden.
Yes, you
And
have to
then
be
you
in
have to do course correction.
correct.
And you have faced this situation.
Yes, I have faced this situation.
How does the entire officers and crew react to this situation in such a moment of
See,
emergency?
we have trainings for emergencies. So whenever an emergency comes up, we are all up for it. And because it's 21, 22 of us together, and we have to safeguard ourselves and the ship.
Correct.
So that's our priority. So we put it in front of us.
So you have gone through all this.
Yes.
Okay, Captain. Now with the modernization, advancement of technology, satellite communication, do the present day mariners still follow the sky or celestial navigation system?
To be frank, now we no longer follow it. We have enough navigation equipment
Even at night?
even at night. So we are having double GPS, means dual GPS.
Okay.
So we have other equipment also. So we don't need celestial navigation anymore
That is one part of it. So you don't
Yes.
need it at all.
at all.
Earlier there was an alternate kind of a system,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
When the other things fail, you would fall back on the celestial navigation system,
Correct.
which is no longer in use now.
No.
Tell me something, Captain. Anytime have you faced any challenging situation or experience due to bad weather conditions and you went through a very horrid time with storms and
Yes, there was one time which I could remember when we were off the coast of Vietnam. We had such bad weather. It was wind force almost 8 to 9. And we were for 5 days in the same position. We were not moving ahead,
I see.
at a full engine speed. Until the weather subsided and passed away, then only we were able to progress. But it was unbelievable that we were 5 days in the same place.
But how do you then manage yourself in such a situation with no movement but the engines in full thrust?
Yes, manage ourselves is we are aware of such situations. We discuss it. We have our meetings. We keep the company informed, the charterers informed, so of all the weather information, and I have their full support.
Okay. So the company management also supports you in this situation, and you are given the free hand to take whatever decision, right?
Correct.
Tell me, Captain, is it true that, uncertainties on a day-to-day basis are a part and parcel of a mariner's life?
Uncertainties are there, but not on a day-to-day basis. It can come once in a while or once in a voyage. You can have things like hydraulic pipelines bursting. You can have stuff that your anchor is not operational.
Yeah.
You can have stuff that one of your radars has failed. You can have stuff where your crew member has fallen ill and needs shore support. So all these challenges.
What do you do in such a situation if any crew member goes through a serious health issue and you need to move him out? How do you handle it?
Yes, first of all, we have an in-house doctor. We share photographs and a case study of the patient with the doctor. The doctor will give a prescribed medicines because I'm the medical officer on board and we have medicines on board, a medical chest. So after the medication is given and if there is no improvement, the doctor takes a call whether he has to be sent ashore. I inform the company and the company makes the required arrangement.
Okay. Captain, could you share with us or narrate any incidents in respect of your ship and your officers and crew during the COVID pandemic situation 2019? Maybe in matters of isolation, quarantine, refusal for the port entry, for signing off, disembarkation, etc.
So
were you actually sailing during the COVID period, pandemic period, or you were on shore?
Yes, I was sailing during the pandemic period. We were on a iron ore run between Australia and South Korea. And during this time, the airports were closed and we couldn't go ashore, or we couldn't even go home. We couldn't get medical treatment. During this time, I remember I had completed 6 months on board, and just about that time, the airport in Korea was one of the first countries which opened up to crew change. So my reliever came and reached South Korea, and he was found positive in South Korea after reaching on board on arrival. And then he was asked to do a 14 days quarantine. So by that time we departed and we had to go back to Australia and come back. So 1 month more. So I had to stay on board for almost 7 months.
Isn't it a stressful situation when you exceed your contract period? And how do you look forward to be back home in such a situation?
It is a very stressful job because you have to be highly alert. The cost of a ship is about $75 million, and you are having a $25,000 turnover per day. So you have to keep her running. She's basically like a moving factory. So all this is there.
Captain, maybe you could share, certain things with our viewers. It is often said, a career on board the ship is only meant for the brave hearts. How true or how just a wrong impression is this?
See, life on board is quite challenging if you are up for it. Okay, there are day-to-day surprises that come up and spring up. Okay, besides that, you have to have that focus that you want to climb up the ladder. There are a few boys who come in trying to make a quick buck and leave.
Okay.
Then shift to
so
some.
Their goal is a short-term goal.
There's a short-term goal, make a few amount of money and then move to some management level.
Okay.
and etc. So, and there are some who are determined to climb up the ladder. Here in Goa, I would say we have about 200 master mariners.
That's a big number, right?
Yes, that's a very big number.
Very big number. So we Goenche should be very proud of this,
Correct.
isn't it?
Yes.
You know, the manner in which, if you go back 2 generations and now, and how the ranking has changed, you know, for Goan seafarers. They're joining as junior officers at maybe engine department, deck department, and they go up in the ranks.
Yes.
So, how has this change come in?
I guess we Goans are fluent in English.
Yes.
We were from the earlier times we have been sailing on cruise liners, and a lot of Indian companies like SCI were taking a lot of Indian crew. At the lower ranks, they were joining as chief cooks, pursers, etc. So this is how the tradition has gone on, and these pursers who have gone and this galley department and chief cooks, they have made sure that their sons also, you know, took up this sailing career, or maybe the kids were inspired by their father's profession and wanted to rise up. So they were guided accordingly, and I guess that factor matters.
So, and I think the opportunity for higher education has also brought in this complete change, you know, for the youngsters to join at a better level with higher educational qualifications. Isn't that one part of it?
Yes, higher education does matter. But Goa being a seafaring port, we have some exposure to the sea.
Right.
Compared to places like Delhi, which don't have a sea around. And we have a seafaring fraternity where maybe some relative here or there has been sailing, so he can guide you.
And that's been a part of the inspiration along the way, right?
Yes.
Captain, maybe could you share with us whether at any point of time have you faced any emergency situation in respect of, you know, unexpected and sudden weather changes, despite the 3-day weather forecast that you get? Such situation has any time, you know, you have faced, and what did you do in such a situation? How did you face it?
See, there was one particular time I want to share with you off the coast of Japan, where there was a thin layer of ice formation, you know.
Okay.
Because the weather was blowing so much, and Japan, some parts of northern Japan get snow. So, due to this thin layer, which you can't even tell, but we came to know that of this because our speed dropped from 12 knots to 4 knots.
4 knots?
Yes, the speed just dropped.
Drastic change.
Drastic change. So, the only thing I could do was move away from the coast, and we kept moving our engines and kept going ahead. And that way we got away from this situation.
So, this was somewhere when you were a captain?
Yes, yes.
I see.
Yeah.
So, you still have that memory with you?
Yes.
Captain, I would like you to tell our viewers, you know, as the master and commander of the vessel, how do you, you know, maintain cordial relation between your staff, the officers and the crew, especially, you know, when there are some difference of opinion, maybe a stress related kind of a situation? How do you diffuse and bring that working atmosphere without any stress or tension?
See, working atmosphere, I myself try to set an example where possible by working and showing the way and leading the way. The other thing is, when there is disharmony on board, I try to call that person and make him understand. You know, once a person understands, someone speaks to him, then it progresses ahead. Other than that, we have small get-togethers, like a small party I arrange for them on Saturdays.
At weekends.
At weekends, and we put a little bit of music and let the boys dance their heart out. So that way, and all of them get together. So it's a bonding. It's, you know, 20-21 of us on board. It's that particular period. It's a kind of a bonding, and then each one starts helping each other. It's not the deck and the engine department. We help each other as a one team, and that's important.
How much do you miss your family while you are sailing?
Yes, I miss my family a lot, and I put an effort at least to call them up once a day. But other than that, it is a journey and a life I have chosen. So, and I have to make a living. So going ahead, I have to adjust myself to this situation.
And perhaps after 27 years of sailing, you have kind of got used to it?
Yes, I have got used to it, but I don't sail so much now as I used to sail before.
Okay.
Now I do about 4 to 5 months, and I stay home for 4 to 5 months, and then I join back. So there is a long gap of vacation which I spend more time with them.
So you're balancing it that way.
Yes,
Who takes charge of the fort back home in your absence?
my wife, she does a marvelous job handling the kids, taking them around to school, tuitions, etc.
Okay. I would like to know, many of our youngsters from Goa are joining ships, various, many of them on the cruise liners, some of them on cargo ships. What would be your advice to our youngsters, so that they can prepare themselves with better qualifications and go to a respectable position on board the ship, whether it is the deck division or the engineering?
See, my point of view is that you should set your goal higher. You should put all your best efforts to climb up the ladder as fast as possible. You should give your exams at the earliest opportunity after you get married. Some of them are giving the exams after getting married, and then a lot of other responsibilities, family responsibilities come in, kids come in, then it becomes difficult to concentrate on your exams, and then a lot of them have been missing out an opportunity. So I would say finish all your exams as fast as possible at the earliest opportunity.
Preferably before they get married,
yes.
so that there is no additional stress on them.
Correct.
Once you're married, you're a family man.
Family
A
man.
lot of things
Come
come
in.
thereafter.
It becomes difficult to put in time for studies.
Captain, how does the international maritime industry look upon Goan marine officers especially, who are sailing on board so many vessels, as far as their skill and their expertise in shipping is concerned?
Goan marine officers are very sought after.
Okay.
First of all, as a master, your communication skills are very important. You're dealing with pilots, you're dealing with immigration, customs at every port. So we are very fluent in English. So this is an added advantage. Many companies look forward to Goan officers.
And their level of respectability is at very high.
Correct.
And you think one of the advantages is because Goan seamen are more fluent in English?
Yes, because English is the spoken language on board. All our manuals are in English.
Yes.
And the communication by the office is also in English. So a person who is not good in having good communication skills is not accepted. Also, we have to type a lot of letters and prepare our work program and send it to the office. So all your reports are in English. So it is very important to have a good communication skill in
good
English.
skill and command over the language.
Correct.
I would like to know, Captain, how do you motivate and keep the morale high of your officers and staff, especially when you know your next voyage is a long voyage, maybe from Europe around the Cape of Good Hope and then to the States and things like that. It's a long voyage, and how do you keep their spirit motivated?
The spirit motivated, see, all of us are working from morning to evening, and it's 7 days a week and throughout. So the only time we try to give them an off is on Sundays, where the boys have time for themselves. And during this time, as I told you, we arrange some type of games for them, or a little bit of entertainment, a small amount of party. So, and we have a monthly safety meeting where we discuss company's safety protocols and recent incidents in the company. So all this is a way of motivation and keeping their spirits up to how the latest regulations.
Now the vessels must be surely equipped with a fitness gym and things like that.
Yes, we have a very nice multi-gym on board besides a walker.
I see.
So, yes, and we also have a few amount of dumbbells for those who want to
Physical fitness.
do their physical fitness and do bodybuilding. But other than that, there is, yes, a small gym on board, and we have even have a table tennis table. So sometimes we spend time playing table tennis.
Tell me, Captain, do you have any Goan officers or crew on board the ship?
Unfortunately, on my last voyage, I didn't have any on my last tour of duty. But I do get sometimes officers and sometimes crew.
As of now, you don't have. Last voyage you didn't have one.
Yes, my last one I didn't have.
When are you going to join the ship back again?
Most likely in February.
Okay.
I'm doing my 5 years revalidation, so that is in progress. Once I complete my 5 years revalidation, I will join.
Where do you see yourself in another maybe 8 to 10 years from now? Would you continue sailing, or would you like to take a management level thing on the shore, which is less stressful?
So right now I am planning to continue sailing, but on a long run I may join a maritime training institute and teach.
Right now you are also doing a teaching assignment with NUSI?
Yes, I am doing a teaching assignment with NUSI. For my revalidation, I went to Coimbatore. There I was teaching masters and chief officers about anchoring, ship handling. So I got an opportunity to teach there, so I did a small break over there.
In Coimbatore?
Yes.
You will, right now while you are there till February, you will continue teaching at the NUSI at Asolna?
Yes, as and when the opportunity comes, I go there.
What would you actually suggest to our government of Goa as far as the maritime trade is concerned, to provide certain facilities for our youngsters, the present institutes that there are there, upgradation and all? What's the requirement the present generation seafarers need, and what is lacking in Goa?
See, it's not about lacking in Goa. Overall, we seafarers don't have a pension scheme. We have put forward this to our finance minister.
Okay.
So we are hoping our requests will be heard and they will start something soon.
That means your pension scheme has still not been formulated?
Our pension scheme has been formulated and it has gone for approval.
Okay.
So we are just waiting for the approval from the finance minister, because in our tour of duty we don't get pension, especially after we retire, or during our leave period we don't get paid. So something like a pension scheme would benefit us.
Okay. One last question, Captain. In a nutshell, could you briefly describe the life of a seaman overall?
Life of a seaman is tough, challenging times, and away from your family. But yes, it provides a good living, a decent living. And the hard work, determination is there. It's just like any career you choose, whether you choose to be a doctor, whether you choose to be an engineer, you have to put in effort and work. So everywhere it is the same amount of effort. There is no leisure job. So yes, yeah. In a nutshell, I would say I chose this career. I'm very happy with it. It suits me a lot. I don't mind being away for 3-4 months, but there is a good part of it also.
There are good rewards at the end of the day.
Yes, because you see, merchant navy is the only job which gives you 4 months off. Can you tell me any other job where you get 4 to 5 months off? So that's not possible. So that is one advantage of sailing, where you sail for 4-5 months and you can stay home for 4-5 months. There is no other job in the world that gives you 4-5 months off.
And this 4 months of break helps you to distress yourself from the 4 months of sailing?
Yes, it does help me. I usually plan for a small vacation, either to Dubai or to Singapore, that way.
Okay. Thank you very much, Captain. So lovely having you in our studios today.
Thank you very much. It was nice talking to you and being on your studio.
So that was Captain Jeffery Pereira. In fact, with so much of his experience as a captain for the last 17 years and overall experience of 27 years as a seafarer, he has given so much of overview of the career as a mariner. And he's also given a small advice to our youngsters what exactly they should have in them if they want to choose a career on board the ship. Keep watching your favorite channel, the CCR TV channel, and your program Goenche Tarvotti. Thank you.